Johnny Clayton there. Well, this crowd hoping it's another Welshman in the final, no doubt. Price in the semis after a quarter-final win over Stephen Bunting, where he came from behind to beat him in a deciding leg. Littler, meanwhile, with a 6-4 victory over Josh Rock, the world #1, doing enough to send Rock home still on 0 points. Well, these two met in the semi-finals of the Masters just in January, a match where that man there, Gerwyn Price, let opportunities pass him by. So can he forge some of those tonight? And more importantly, can he take them? In comms for our second semi-final, let's hand you over to Laura Turner and Rod Studd.
Hi there, Emma. Yes, what you're just referencing there, Emma, has been very much the theme for Gerwyn Price in recent meetings with Littler. He's lost 9 of the last 10, but he could and should have won the game at the Masters. He could and should have won the game at the World Series of Darts finals, and he could and certainly should have won the game in a chaotic contest in the Grand Prix against Littler. Match darts have come and gone. Opportunities have been scattered everywhere by Gerwyn Price. Will he get hold of Littler tonight and put him away? Now, Luke Littler has won his last 4 games on the Cardiff stage in the Prem. He won here last year with some breathtaking performances, beat Van Gerwen in the final, scraped past Rock, really well under par performance in the first round this time. What's he got for us here? I'll tell you what he's got for us here as he kicks with the max. And I'll tell you what, if he can go on to win the night from here, and he will be favourite if he reaches the final, he can catapult himself into the playoff places almost from nowhere, Laura.
Yeah, and this is what we were saying, these early stages, you know, we saw it with Stephen Bunting, who leapfrogged both Lukes last week by picking up 5 points and winning the night. It can all change. You referenced that kind of winning streak that Luke Littler's been on, but you go back 12 months, and you know, it was only a year ago that Gerwyn Price seemed to be the player that we kind of had that over Luke Littler. He won 6 consecutive games. It wasn't until April last year that Luke just found the code to beat Gerwyn Price.
Luke Littler has not won a nightly competition in the Premier League since week 16, the last nightly round, regular season round in Sheffield last year. Looking for 2 double 20s to lead the double 10, couldn't find the second one. And Price's last nightly success was in week 12 in Liverpool last year. Littler here eyeing up tops for the early break.
120. Looking at 40.
No mercy from the world champion.
Second Luke to go first.
Can still be an all-Welsh final here, with Clayton sitting with his feet up with a cup of tea, waiting to see who will play in the final. He's been in the final before. Johnny Clayton here in Cardiff, where he lost to Peter Wright. Price has won in Cardiff in the Premier League.
96.
Now Luke Littler, is this the night for a Nuke 9? Not yet. He had one last year against Van Gerwen in that final.
6.
We've seen Clayton and Rock threaten 9 dark legs this evening, getting onto the checkout part of the combination, but no further than dart 7, not getting to the actual double.
Yeah, but this is some emphatic start here for Luke Littler.
104.
Arguably both these players, not the most straightforward of quarter-finals.
Finds the treble, leaves double 14, and Luke Littler now. Well, they didn't get rid of him in the quarter-final when Josh Rock had chances to dominate that darts match. He let Littler get loose, and you let this man loose, and he can start doing some real darting damage.
And this is what we said, we were waiting for this version of Luke Littler to turn up. He kicks off with 13, backs it up in leg 2 with a 12 darter.
Well, he was scratching around with an average in the mid-90s against Rock. Price, who got past Stephen Bunting in a match that was tantamount to theft with an average of 97 and change. But here, Luke Littler is running wild.
140.
3 legs in, 3 maximums found by Luke Littler.
And who knows whether that mid-match move against Rock could change the whole Premier League campaign and the narrative around the Premier League, because Rock had chances to go 4-2 up there, didn't take them. Littler clawed his way back, got home 6-4. Wants the fish. It'd be no surprise if he got it. It would now. But that match and that mid-match period, Laura, could change the whole dynamic of the Premier League 2026, I feel.
Yeah, and you mentioned it in the last match, and as you say, he's really kicked on in this semi-final.
Outer ball leaves Tops. Double 10. Price waiting on Tops, and he's going to get a look at it. And Gerwyn Price holds on, hangs on.
First slight slip, if you want to call it that, from Luke Littler. Missing a couple of darts at the double, but he's back in the red bit again. It's maximum at number 4 for Luke Littler.
140.
Can't follow it up.
134.
But the cover sharp shooting. Tees him up for another 4-visit leg.
6.
Price can do nothing about that. Well, he needs 2 trebles. Really, he needs the lot. He's not going to get the lot. He's not going to get 2 trebles either.
45.
And a wicket deflection with the last one means he didn't get any at all. 127 here, well within the range of Luke Littler. We've already seen the 121. And it's Tops for a 127.
107.
With Price not on the finish, he could do something that would have been branded as showboating if the Welshman was on a finish, but it was pragmatic. That double 10 is cool, it's clinical, and Luke Littler is bossing this match now. He had a dart to win the only leg he's lost. He's won 3 of the 4 legs played. He's halfway to the winning post in the final against Johnny Clayton.
You mentioned that emphatic win that he had here just 12 months ago, beating MVG in the final. Average of 112. Well, we're 4 legs into this, and he's averaging in excess of that, just under 114 for Luke Littler.
99.
Yeah, this is not a match for Luke Littler to be running against the clock, but you never know
86.
with this young man what will be going through his head, what bar is he setting himself. The most important thing is winning the darts match, of course, but it was just over 112, as Laura says, against Van Gerwen in last year's final. Price has got to just keep holding on here. If he can hold throw here, he will have chances to launch an attack and launch an assault on the Littler throw. And he's got to believe he's still in the match.
154.
We've got to hope this doesn't go.
138.
Thought he may stay there to leave the lesser spotted double 17. Price has left one of his favourites, double 12, double 6, key double, takes it out. A Guan, which normally, as Wayne eruditely explained the other week, signifies relief. And you can understand that given the match situation, because Price there, had he lost that leg, was almost done at 4-1 behind. But now at 2-3, Laura, he's still in this.
He's well in the match. And he's just taking advantage of that slip in the opening throw from Luke Littler.
140.
Price has already won 1 match this evening. He had no business still being in when he got up on the line to beat Stephen Bunting.
58.
And here he's been outplayed for long periods by the world champion, but he's still very much in the contest. He's only 1 behind. Has got to find a break of the Littler throw, though, at some point.
But it's as you say, if he can just hang on in there, whole throw, and just wait for the right time, hope that there is just a little bit of a lull from Luke Littler.
Yeah, he's got to take the match deep. He's got to take it into the last couple of legs. He can't just fold his hand. Just stay in the match as long as possible. Make Littler win. But my word, Luke Littler is playing well in this match, much better than he did earlier, and this is probably his best performance in the 2026 Premier League. But Price still on his tail. With his first maximum of the match, it comes in the 6th leg. Tops. Oh, Littler says, "You've had your fun, Gerwyn. Leave this one to me." A 1-2-1 and then the 1-1-1. And that was a clear message. There's nothing for you here tonight, Gerwyn. Turn it in. Because Price there was waiting to strike, and Littler just closed the door in his face.
Yeah, it's a huge finish, isn't it? Off the back of the 180 from Price. Price sat there on 89, looking at potentially levelling up the match at 3 apiece, and that ton-plus checkout, second one, as you mentioned, for Luke Littler. Just keeps that 2-leg buffer.
Quite right, he keeps the Welshman at arm's length. Does not want to give the fiery Welshman any encouragement whatsoever. And these are discouraging darts for the Iceman, because Price is having to sit and suffer, or stand and suffer, and watch Littler bang in his 5th 140 to go with the 4 maxis.
140.
Price 4 140s now, 1 180, so being outscored by the Englishman.
Yeah, he's just been restricted, hasn't he, when it's because of the scoring of Littler. He's only had 3 darts at a double, 2 of them converted. He's had to be almost dart perfect when he's had the chance to see out a leg.
140.
An excellent setup. Littler needed 2 treble 19s to have a look at the bullseye.
59.
3rd dart is loose, and Price again can ask the question of Luke Littler and say, "I'm still on your tail. I refuse to just accept I'm second."
Price still in that unenviable position where he needs to find a breaker throw.
96.
Well, this is leg 8. Price needs to find a break either in leg 8 or leg 10. They're the only 2 chances he's got left.
140.
And then he's got to keep keeping his side of the bargain and keep his own nose clean on his own delivery. He's got to keep holding as well.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, there's added pressure with that scenario as well.
81.
The Welshman deserves credit here for staying in this contest. He's taken a lot of heavy blows. He's been pummeled all around the hockey for long periods of this match, but he's still on his feet and still throwing.
The problem he's got is he hasn't really made any real inroads when it's come to finding a way of breaking Luke Littler.
Littler has left 48 after a dozen darts on his own throw here. And should he clean up, he'll move to within a leg of the match. He wants tops. No problem whatsoever. And that takes him to 5 for 8 on doubles. He's only missed 3 tonight in this match, Luke Littler.
95.
Yeah, both these players, it's a complete difference from their quarterfinals. Both of them struggled to get over the winning line, but doubling masterclass from both.
Well, as Luke Littler famously said himself, where are the doubters now? They're not doubting me now, are they? And I think the doubters are going to go quiet if he completes the job here and then goes on to beat Johnny Clayton in the final.
140.
Gerwyn Price is going to try and force Littler to win leg number 10 on his own darts.
97.
As you said, full credit to Gerwyn Price because he's hung on in here.
96.
But Luke Littler, he loves to dish the fish. A second one there, leaves the big fish for the match. And he finishes in the way he loves. He loves the 170, the big fish. He